Hi, my name is Nicola. Welcome to the first session of PMA, that stands for Positive Mind Activation. Research suggests the average person has around 6 to 70,000 thoughts per day. 80% of those thoughts are negative and 95% are repetitive. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to change and adapt due to experiences, learning, or brain injury. Synaptogenesis is the process of creating and strengthening the necessary connections, and synaptic pruning is the process of eliminating connections no longer in use. For example, if you don't use it, you lose it, and neurons that fire together wire together. Tuning into the chattering mind allows individuals to observe and become more aware of what is going on in their own mind. The counted breath technique can help you to tune into the chattering mind. Sit in a comfortable position, relax your body, and take in a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, counting 1. Repeat this breathing technique counting to 10. If a thought pops into your mind, start back at 1 again. Today we're going to discuss thinking traps. Thinking traps are powerful negative thinking patterns. For example, name calling. You may call yourselves names like stupid, fat, ugly, spotty. These names are usually given to us by other people, and we have taken those names on board, and they continue to repeat themselves in our mind. Black and white thinking. You are either right or wrong. There is no middle ground. You are not open to understanding other people's views, and you're quite closed off to finding any kind of compromise or middle ground. Rejecting the positives. When you are complimented, you reject the compliment. For example, oh, I love that dress you're wearing. Oh, this old thing, I've had it for years. This is rejecting compliments. So in future, if someone pays you a compliment, says you look beautiful, love that dress, jacket, love your hair, the best way to accept a compliment is to say, thank you, thank you. Negative comparisons. Negative comparisons is where we compare ourselves to others but see ourselves in a negative light. For example, someone could be academically achieving higher than you are, so you might compare yourselves to them. I'm not as clever as they are, I'm never going to achieve what they've achieved. But the thing with comparison is that we should never compare ourselves with anybody else. We should only ever compare ourselves with ourselves. So am I doing better than I was yesterday, last week, last year? Victimization. This is where you are a victim of your circumstances and you decide to sit on your pity potty and believe that nothing will ever go right for you. Now, I think it's okay to sit on your pity potty sometimes, if you're upset, and let it out, but I don't feel it's a good place to unpack your suitcase and stay there for long periods of time, as this can get you into quite a negative state. The best thing to do is not be a victim, be a victor, and use your pain as power to be creative and achieve the things that you would like to achieve in your lifetime. Catastrophizing. This is my favourite thinking trap, as it's something that I have done quite regularly. And catastrophizing is where we dig ourselves a very big deep hole, and we think of the worst possible case scenario, and we can't seem to get ourselves out of that. I'll give you an example. My son, for his birthday, went to a club with his friends. he stayed in a hotel, and the next morning I was unable to get hold of him. His phone was off. So then I started catastrophizing. Oh my goodness, where is my son? What could have possibly gone wrong? I'm thinking that maybe he could be ill in hospital somewhere. He could have been beaten up. Anything could have happened. When my daughter woken up and I said, I can't get hold of your brother, she said, oh my goodness me, maybe he's dead in his hotel room. This is also catastrophizing. Fortunately, my son was okay, and he was asleep, and his battery had died on his phone, and so that's why I was unable to get hold of him. But this is an example of catastrophizing, where our mind slips into the worst possible case scenarios, and we can't see any light at the end of the tunnel. This is catastrophizing. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. A lot of people must be able to relate to this thinking trap. I should have done this, I could have done that, I would have done this. It's living in hindsight and living in the past. So we're literally repeating the past of all the things that we shoulda, coulda, would have done. But obviously there's nothing we can do to change the past. All we can do is live in the now and create a better future. And the last one is being clairvoyant. You predict the future. All that can go wrong will go wrong. And being clairvoyant is looking into the future, and everything that could go wrong will. But having those beliefs that is the outcome. Dr. Albert Ellis, an American psychologist, states that if we change the way we think about something, we can change the way we feel about it. We then have the power to change the way we respond. According to Dr. Ellis, it's not the event or situation that causes us distress. He suggests it's more about how we respond. Dr. Ellis created the ABC model that is currently used in cognitive behavioural therapy. A, which is the activating event, B is the belief, and C is the consequence of our response and our behaviour. How can we get a better consequence? Change the belief by using D, dispute the belief. E, what evidence do we have to back this belief up? Where do our beliefs come from? And are our beliefs based on reality? Sometimes our beliefs can become distorted. Ask yourselves, do these beliefs help or limit us from achieving our goals? So by tuning into the chattering mind with the counted breath technique, we are able to identify what thinking traps we are using and to eliminate them by replacing that negative thought with a positive one. For example, I am stupid, I will never academically achieve anything. Replacing this thought with, I am clever and I will achieve anything that I put my mind to. I believe that I can achieve anything I will put my mind to. And this is how you can rewire your brain through positive mind activation. Thank you for joining me on this first session. Looking forward to our next session. Take care. Bye.